Daylight, my MVVs, welcome.
Report reaching us right now is that Ooni of Ife is said to have cried and gone to Queen Naomi to speak to Queen Naomi over a dream that he had. That his great grandfather told him in the dream that all he needs to do right now is to muster strength and bring Queen Naomi back into the palace. That Queen Naomi is the medicine that is needed for all the problems in the palace. That as soon as Queen Naomi gets into that palace, that everything is going to fix itself. That Queen Naomi may not be God, but Queen Naomi has God a lot. And the fact that Queen Naomi is part of the destiny of the Ooni of Ife and the royalty, running the royalty with the Ooni of Ife makes everything easy. And that Ooni has to understand that Queen Naomi happens to be the most dreaded woman among his people in the palace because they know what Queen Naomi brings to the table. That they succeeded in pushing her out and they will never ever want her to return back to the palace. That it beholds on the Ooni of Ife to do whatever is necessary to bring Olori Naomi back into the palace. That if Ooni wants to live a happy life, a fulfilled life, Ooni will do everything that is within his power to ensure that Queen Naomi return back. They said this was exactly like the exact dream that the Ooni of Ife had. When Ooni of Ife got this dream, they said it started like it was teary the entire time until he had to go to Akure to meet with exhausted Olori Naomi to speak to Queen Naomi about the kind of dream that he had. Now, it's not a small thing. It does seem as if everybody's working against time to ensure that Queen Naomi does not return back into the palace of the Ooni of Ife. But as God will have it, it does seem as if Queen Naomi might still come back to the palace. Now, it's one thing to have a problem, but it's another thing to identify the fact that you have a problem and be willing to work, towards achieving, taking care of your problems. Right now, Ooni of Ife knows that there is a problem on ground that needs to be taken care of. Ooni of Ife knows that there's nothing they will not do to ensure that Naomi does not return back to the palace. Ooni of Ife understands that he needs to work against time to bring Naomi back into the palace. It's been very difficult. It's been very challenging for the Ooni of Ife. At least a lot of us know what this man has been through, but it is what it is. Ooni of Ife is making sure that he tries whatever he needs to do that is within his power to bring Queen Naomi back into the palace of the Ooni of Ife. It is said that Ooni of Ife himself said that he knows very well that the moment Queen Naomi returns back into the palace, that everything is going to be fixed. But the problem is that he does not know exactly what to do or where to start to ensure that this drama with these women go away so that he can get his lovely wife, back into the palace of the Ooni of Ife. That he is aware that he was talking to Queen Naomi and telling Queen Naomi that he knows that one of the biggest mistakes that he made was, listening to what the elders were saying to him when he should be going after his wife. That if he had gone after his wife soon as Queen Naomi left the palace, this wouldn't have happened. That they got him exactly where they wanted him to be, and that is why things are the way they are right now in the palace. That if he had not listened to all that the elders had to say to him, things would not be where they are today with his wife. That everything he wants is to get Queen Naomi back into the palace of the Ooni of Ife. As we are hearing allegedly, they said he went ahead to call that one elder by the name because that elder happens to be one of the most respected elders among his council of elders. And he called that elder and said to the elder that listening to him was his greatest undoing. They said that man was one of them who insisted that Naomi had, performed a sacrilege, like Naomi had, performed an abomination in the palace by going out there to insult the Ooni of Ife on social media. That elder was the one who carried it on his head like gala and making sure everybody was going with him and nobody seem to understand that Queen Naomi is a woman who was hot. At the time, she was acting based on her emotion. And they kept going on and lashing on at Naomi in front of the Ooni of Ife. And Ooni of Ife thought that if Naomi was allowed to come back into the palace, he might be under some kind of sanction. And that was why Oni went through with what they wanted him to do without knowing that they were setting a trap for Oni, not even Olori Naomi. Now, they said Oni of Ife was very, very sad that he cried to Queen Naomi, that in the dream that he had seen his great-great-grandfather who spoke to him and told him that Naomi is part of his journey, his royal journey, that if Naomi would, if he would do everything that is within his power to bring Naomi back into the palace, the journey will be easier for him. That this is man-made problems, that they did it because they know very well that Naomi will never allow them hurt Kabiyesi, or Naomi will never sit back and let anything go wrong with Kabiyesi. That they deliberately did this to get Naomi out of the way for them to continue with their plans against the Ooni of Ife. They said the Ooni of Ife cried to Olori Naomi that he does not know what to do, that he has done everything that is within his power to ensure that things get back to what they used to be, but he is not sure what he needs to do next, that he needs help from Queen Naomi. He needs counsel, that every time he is confused, he is tired, like he does not know where to go with these problems that are, plaguing him in the palace of the Ooni of Ife. He said in his dream, they said if Naomi returns back into the palace, Naomi should face the gate and use water to pray, and face the north side, as in to face the north, pray with water, face the right, pray with water, face the east, pray with water, and face the west, pray with water. Midnight, but she should pray to her own God, that everything will be okay. Ways will be open for the Ooni of Ife, and the trouble will go away. That these women will start going. Nobody is going to force them to leave. That what needs to be done, and Ooni needs to use the tool that he has got, and that tool will always, always remain Olori Naomi. But for now, that he is in a very tight corner, that they understand what Kabiyesi is fighting against, but Kabiyesi needs to stand up and ensure that he brings his wife into the palace. That Kabiyesi should try it and see what is going to happen. That all of these women, all of these people, and every problem will go away. Not like they'll just disappear overnight, but Kabiyesi will see what will happen. That is the reason. The reason why they are fighting Naomi is because Naomi is his tool that God has blessed him with. That he needs to make sure that tool return back to the palace of the Ooni of Ife, that he shouldn't mind, that it is difficult, that they do know, but Naomi needs to return back to her matrimonial home. I'm going to bring you more update. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.